Hey there, Huskers, and welcome into another edition of Nebraska Sports Report. We hope you've been staying warm despite these cold conditions. Luckily for you, there's been plenty of Nebraska sports that's been happening indoors as of late. So let's check out everything you need to know in Nebraska athletics.
The Husker volleyball team picked up 2 home wins this week, defeating Michigan State and Maryland 3-1. The Huskers have now won 6 straight games as the regular season begins to wind down. Kelsey Fien had 35 kills and Katie Rolfson added 30 kills during the 2 matches this week. This upcoming week, the Big Red will travel to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers on Wednesday before returning home for senior night Saturday against Michigan. The Huskers bowling team dominated the Big Red Invitational as the number 1 ranked Huskers had a total pinfall of 14,592. The Big Red were led by Liz Colkin, who had a game average of 232.5. Up next, the Huskers will compete in the Track Cat Clash in Houston, Texas. The regular season for the basketball teams opened up this week. The women's team had back-to-back games over the weekend. First, the Huskers defeated Pepperdine 100-65 behind a near triple-double from Emily Cady. Then, on Sunday, the Big Red knocked off Alcorn State 83-49 as Rachel Theriot had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Up next, the Huskers hit the road Wednesday to take on Washington State before returning home Sunday to take on Utah in the Devaney Center. Meanwhile, the men opened up their season with a win Sunday over Northern Kentucky 80-61. Turan Petaway led the Big Red with 25 points. This week, the Huskers will host Central Arkansas Tuesday night before traveling to Rhode Island on Saturday. The Husker football team traveled up to Madison to take on the Badgers. The Big Red fell 59-24 to drop to 8-2 on the season. This week, the Huskers will return home for Senior Day as they take on Minnesota in another Big Ten matchup on Saturday. The wrestling team took on Maryland on Sunday. The Big Red routed the Terrapins 42-3 as James Green picked up his 100th career win. This week, the Huskers traveled to North Carolina to take on Duke and NC State on Saturday. The swim and dive team will compete this week in Columbia, Missouri in the Missouri Invitational, and the rifle team travels north to Fairbanks, Alaska. On Saturday, the Huskers will take on Kentucky before a matchup with Alaska on Sunday.
Well, Huskers, we hope to see you at several events here this week in Lincoln, especially Senior Day for both volleyball and football on Saturday. As always, we hope you have a great week, and you can always check Huskers.com for everything you need to know in Huskers athletics. For Huskers.com, I'm Kyle Benzion.